Andrew Thomas Summers, or the Balladeer, kicking off a brand new solo acoustic project. Welcome to the show, and take it away.
Will do. I want to thank my live studio audience today. Yeah. Let's start it off with the first ever. We're going to play some TUK songs first. This is the first song off our first album. This one's called Cool Kids. These toxic fumes have got a hold on me. Put a haze on sunny days, bright amber when it should be free. Putting on our three-piece suits, working for their machine. Must be right, 'cause I feel wrong in t-shirts and black jeans. DIY to have you do it for me. Hold my hand to start a band for us to sell out in a way. Talking up to men in suits who make our lives routine. Drive away, forced to stay in a saturated scene. And get blazed with the cool kids. I will exist and be kissed by the cool kids. I wanna rage on the stage with the cool kids. I wanna hate on the stage with the cool kids. Club and we don't care about color ties. It's time to join the cool kids, 'cause we wear Converse and Levi's. We're part of the cool kids club, so step right up and publicize. You're part of the cool kids club, and now no more life of compromise. Thank you. Thank you, WCZR, for having me here in the new digs. He's so pretty. That sounds a little, yeah. The key word here is rationalize. So obviously with the record, it's a little heavier. This one I kind of turned into a little slower, heavier dirge. So, but it still hangs on to that same kind of energies. Take it, make it toxic too. Ignore all the warnings I've been shouting at you. I can hear you enabling me. What makes you happy is much better with me. Then you open my eyes, you open them wide to see that I love to rationalize. I only ask for a light at typical times of the night. night. I only reach for the gun after you started the fight. Oh, and when you're around me, I'm starting to think, yeah, I'm starting to think I only smoke when I drink. Cycle and I see the signs. This double-edged sword, predictable paradigm. I can hear you seducing me. What makes you happy is much better with me. And then you open my eyes, you open them wide to see that I love to rationalize. I only ask for a light at typical times of the night. I only reach for the gun when you started the fight. Oh, and when you're around me, I'm starting to think, yeah, I'm starting to think real hard. I ask myself why I roll smoke as I watch the embers fall. I ask myself what happens when it meets the fumes of alcohol. Thank you. Yeah. Awesome. So that's all TUK stuff off the first album, second album. We are working on some new stuff right now, which is super exciting. We're writing the song together. I'm not going to share it with you. Not even close. So this is the part where I'm going to play some of the new, like, Andrew Summers solo Balladeer stuff. So I was starting to write all this as TUK was kind of finishing up the second album. And as I'm writing this stuff, like, I've had people ask me, like, oh, well, why couldn't those be TUK songs? They're just kind of, they're kind of different. They're not quite the heavy, like, the hard rock, heavy metal stuff that TUK wants to kind of focus on. But I still have all these songs that, like, I think are good, and I think people want to hear. They're just different. So starting the Balladeer, the solo acoustic stuff was just a way for me to have another outlet to share these songs that aren't necessarily TUK songs. And they're still kind of funny. Like this one. This is one of the first ones I wrote. As I was so I used to work in live event production as an audio guy. So this song is all about my transition out of that into my corporate 9-to-5 job that I was terrified of getting. And I did not think I was going to fit into it at all. And I learned very quickly that I did. This one's called Corporate Rock and Roll. Showed me my desk and got me a name tag, a new laptop, and a handful of little tools. My gloves, my knife, my boots caked with dirt, replaced by a badge and a polo shirt. I ran to the bathroom, feeling like a fool. From under the stall, a hand reached out and set down an ice cold beer, and it said, "Sonny, let me tell you what really goes on around here." Well, Bob played bass on all the Beach Boys. karaoke singers with Warren and Lauren, and we think they're swingers, and Barb in HR is the poster girl for PBR. Well, they all told me this life would suck my soul, but life incorporates gosh darn rock and roll. Well, I got a briefcase, a tie, and a caramel macchiato, a Bluetooth coaster that keeps it hot, and shiny zip-up boots I bought from a bougie department store. A fight broke out after Bill retired. His corner window office was one to be desired, so I helped lay down suppressing fire when they started up a Nerf gun war. I tell my old work friends underneath all this business casual, tattoos, tramp stamps, and battle scars, every size and shape imaginable, 'cause Bob plays bass on all the Beach Boys albums, Vincent has that cocaine problem, and Donna in accounting is damn good at mounting a stool at the local bar. Cheryl and Daryl are the karaoke singers with Warren and Lauren, and think they're swingers, and Barb in HR is the poster girl for PBR. Well, they all told me this life would suck my soul. Life incorporates gosh darn rock and roll. Showed up from every damn county when the Christmas party got a little too rowdy, and you'll see we're all smiling in our mug shots, feeling high and mighty. A company-wide email went out when they found Jan and Greg making out next to a pile of little red wrappers in the warehouse. Now I'm just about to pass my 2-year mark at this job, and I can already tell how it's starting to turn my life around. But I'm almost afraid to find out the truth. Bob can't stand those Beach Boys albums. Vinny's got a kick that cocaine problem, and Donna in accounting is much better at mounting picture frames at her Airbnb. Well, Cheryl and Daryl, well, they quit singing when Warren and Lauren got a little too clingy, and Barb in HR is the poster girl for AARP. You stay in long enough and life will suck your soul, 'cause life incorporates gosh darn rock and roll. Whoa, it's gosh darn rock and roll. Gosh darn. Thank you.
We're going to take a quick break, give a shout out to our sponsors, and when we come back, a little interview with Andrew Thomas Summers. Let's do it. Hey, and welcome back to Spencer Street Sessions. Our special guest tonight is Andrew Thomas Summers. Thanks for coming down and doing this, man.
Absolutely. Thank you for inviting me. It's always a pleasure to be here.
And thanks to everybody that showed up for the studio. You guys are awesome. First of all, we'll get into, you've just released an EP on a solo project that you've done. How'd this come about, and how long did it take you to formulate this?
Oh, gosh. So I feel like it kind of started last summer when TUK was doing like we called it the TUKoustic series.
Right.
Just playing a whole bunch of acoustic shows. And I like slowly, as I was writing some of the solo stuff, going like, wow, I finally have enough for like an album. Because the way the shows were kind of laid out, it's like TUK would start, play an hour or so, and then I would kind of like take this break in the middle to play the 4 or 5 solo acoustic songs I had, and then Tuck would finish it. Well, pretty soon that middle break kept getting longer and longer, and it was like, well, I have enough here to kind of go off and do my own thing.
Yeah.
So
it was something you've always wanted to do, or
no,
really?
No, I always
4 a.m. in the morning moment, wasn't it?
No, actually, it was I did not want to do acoustic shows to begin with. It was actually my wife's brilliant idea to start doing that. Yeah. Woo!
Thank you.
So yeah, thank you for that. Among every other thing. So yeah, it was her idea. It's like, hey, like people could really like this. Like there's an avenue for this. And I fought tooth and nail. So I had a very negative connotation to the whole like break off and do your own solo acoustic thing. Because a lot of the artists I grew up with listening, if they ever broke away and did their own thing, like I know Vince Neil, frontman for Motley Crue, went off and did his own solo project. But it sounded just like Motley Crue. So like, why wouldn't you just stick together and write? So that was kind of the negative thing. It's like, well, if I go off, why wouldn't I just write Tuck songs? It's like, well, some of the stuff that was coming out, I just didn't think it was gonna really like help facilitate Tuck forward in the heavy metal, hard rock stuff. It's got some twang. It's got some Irish Celtic singer songwriter stuff you'll hear a little bit later. So just needed another avenue.
That's good. It's good to stretch yourself artistically like that. Well, speaking of Tuck, you guys have a thing going on Twitch where you actually live stream your rehearsals, and I gotta say that 85% of it is shenanigans.
Oh yeah. Hey, I feel like that's a very liberal number. I was gonna go with more like 95 shenanigans.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. It's a fun way for us. Hey, it's cool that we have a set day of the week that we can all get together still on a weekly basis. And yeah, it's a lot of shenanigans. It's if we don't have like some shows that we're immediately preparing for, it turns into, oh, what Metallica song are we going to play today?
Yeah.
I think of course on Tuesday we're playing a whole bunch of Ozzy, Black Sabbath stuff.
Right.
But yeah, it's just a way for us to like still stay together, still play together. Right now we're writing a new song in between all the shenanigans, of course.
Why did you choose Twitch instead of like YouTube or...
Excellent question. I think there was an amount of, I know with Twitch, there's opportunity for monetization. It also seemed like it was kind of the cool new avenue for guys who want to stream online. It's like all the gamer people, all the like, I've even seen other bands kind of do what we do. Yeah. It seemed like newer and hipper than like YouTube.
Right.
And it's kind of starting to pay off. We have a pretty loyal, small but loyal fan base, and we made Twitch affiliate a month or so ago. So now we're getting a little bit of revenue from ads and whatnot. So that's helping pay the rent.
Yeah, good deal.
So,
I noticed that. Well, I've always perceived Twitch as being for gamers.
Yeah,
you know.
We're changing it.
Yeah,
pioneers of the internet.
You're disrupting the industry is what you're doing.
Good.
I've always wanted to use that.
Seize the means of production. Or something.
Geez, I got one more question. I can't remember what it was. Yeah. So, this new album or the new EP, The Funny Stories. Yeah. And you're going by Andrew Summers, the Balladeer, correct? All right. The Troubadour of Titletown.
Where did that come from? That's got a nice little...
I worked all morning on that.
Might have to steal that.
So where can we find the Funny Stories EP?
Yeah, right now it's on my Bandcamp. Another thing that I had to get broken down into. I was super hesitant about putting it on like Spotify, iTunes, all the big conglomerations. So that is coming soon. I just have to do some remastering, remixing to do that. But as of right now, it's just on my Bandcamp. I do also have a website. AndrewSummersBalladeer.com that you can also access that through Bandcamp as well.
Any merch available?
Not yet, but we're gonna get there.
See a few Tuck t-shirts.
Oh yeah.
So,
that's
cool, man. Well, go to Bandcamp, pick up the EP, all acoustic, right?
Yep.
Awesome.
I shouldn't say that. There's a little bit of rock and roll in there.
Is there?
A little grit.
A little Irish jigs and stuff like that. We're gonna break away for another commercial break, and when we come back, Andrew's going to finish out the set. You're listening to Spencer Street Sessions right here on WCZR Code Zero Radio. Pushing all the right buttons. Welcome back to the second part of Andrew Thomas Summers. Take it away, man.
All right. Sorry, we're doing a little. We're going off script. I love that stuff. Here. All right, we're gonna pull out this one. I haven't played this one in a while. So this is my first attempt at like a real like Nashville country song. If I remember the words. Because it's in the wrong key. All right, here we go. All right. Yeah, in the key of awesome. So I grew up in Wrightstown, Wisconsin. Let's go. Go Tigers. Absolutely. Tiger Nation. Like I said, this is my first attempt at like a real Nashville, like modern Nashville song. It's called Blue. Because a couple of years ago, I got introduced to Hardy and Morgan Wallen, their song called Red, which is a great song. Go check it out sometime, if you so choose. And I liked the song, but I also thought, like, yeah, red's like a cool color and all, but there's like a better one out there that I grew up with. Like, my life was blue. So, here we go. Second favorite pair of Levi's, your family's first minivan, the color of the steel and the cold that you feel, freezing in your fall deer stand, the water across Lake Michigan in an almost Caribbean sight, to the color of the jerseys on the marching band on a Wrightstown Friday night. Like the ribbon on the can that you got in your hand, and the collar that you wear, the healer that barks running up and down the yard, shouting at the clear sky, I swear. Like the color of your suit when you said I do. I'm sorry, Hardy, but round these parts, the color of country's blue. That old Ford trailer that your grandpa taught you how to back up in the drive. A few years later, it's that 18-wheeler and your first haul across state lines. The Christmas you had a few years ago when she told you goodbye. So you bought that amp and your first half stack and played it till your fingers turned black. And the color of the can that you got in your hand, and the collar that you wear, the healer that barks running up and down the yard, shouting at the clear sky, I swear. Like the color of your suit when you said I do. I'm sorry, Hardy, but round these parts, the color of country's blue. The lights up on the stage right before we see ya. The color of the drink that made you think calling her was a good idea. Now I ain't saying that John Deere green and Amarillo skies don't count, but when it comes to life out here, it's blue we can't live without. 'Cause it's the color of the can that you got in your hand, and the collar that you wear, the healer that barks running up and down the yard, shouting at the clear sky, I swear. Like the color of your suit when you said I do. I'm sorry, Hardy, but round these parts, the color of country's blue. Yeehaw! Whew. Thank you. I haven't busted that one out in a while. Good one. Okay. We got the requests coming in. We're a big fan. Coming in hot. All right, so Siren. This one's off the first TUK album, Story of Stereo City. Track number 3. If it matters.
this one. This is TUK's first and only attempt at like jazz. All right, here we go. Sashay up the sandy shore when the moon makes the tide roll in. Paint your face with waterproof makeup, put up that hair so red, so crimson. 'Cause tonight just might reveal all the deals done that don't come cheap. Just avoid all the noise from the boys who think it's wise to buy a drink for a freakazoid. The spring does this crazy thing, its cabin fever's only amplified. The bees and the birds will show up in herds because they know no one is disqualified. So sailors, be aware of melodies calling as you row, row your boats to her shore. Her little songs are bluff and won't last long enough. You'll scream in agony and possibly flow out to sea, conflicted and addicted for more. That girl is a bam mama jammer, time to sweep you off your feet. That girl is a bam mama jammer. She surfaces at night and pulls her prey to the sea, and her heart was replaced with leather and lace. She'll have you crawling home before you reach second base. 'Cause that girl was a bam mama jammer, siren to sweep you off your feet. She scouts the avenue like greasy pirates do for a man floating out all alone. She swims up to the raft and drafts a chorus that of course will force a foolish man to take her home. She isn't looking, oh no, she ain't searching for a man that's gonna say I do. Her little songs are bluff and won't last long enough. You'll scream in agony and possibly flow out to sea, conflicted and addicted for more. That girl is a bam mama jammer, a siren to sweep you off your feet. That girl is a bam mama jammer. She surfaces at night and pulls her prey to the sea, and her heart was replaced with leather and lace. She'll have you crawling home before you reach second base. 'Cause that girl is a bam mama jammer, a siren to sweep you off your feet. A siren to sweep you off your feet. That girl is a bam mama jammer. She surfaces at night and pulls her prey to the sea, and her heart was replaced with leather and lace. She'll have you crawling home before you reach second base. 'Cause that girl is a bam mama jammer, a siren to sweep you off your feet. Thank you. It's been a hot minute since we've done that one. You like jazz? All right. This one's after my second favorite drink in the world. But first we're going to tune, because that matters. So yeah, this one,
This one is off of the Andrew Summers, the first EP, track 4, if it matters. I got this one just off of a random idea. There's a group of us dudes that meet every other Monday. And it was completely out of context. I forget what we were talking about, but somebody said the phrase, coffee for dinner. In reference to like, I'm so broke, I can't afford groceries, and I need the energy to get through like all of this homework or all of this like whatever you have going on. So it's like, well, might as well have coffee for dinner. And that's how we came up with this one.
Staring at a laptop, paper piles on my desk. A few too many at the Packer game last night, who would have guessed? This Monday morning's hitting hard. This lotto ticket ain't a winner. And those grocery bills keep climbing. Might as well have coffee for dinner. Oh, notification on my phone. Your name gives me a reaction. Means derailed could have been an email, and you're craving satisfaction. You're playing thoughts in my brain, and they got me feeling like a sinner. Oh, if we're gonna make it all night, might as well have coffee for dinner. I'm playing that show with a week-long cold, not letting that sore throat get to me. That magical elixir when my sanity is getting thinner. Oh, the doctor says that pot's gonna make me rot, but hot damn, it sure goes well with dinner. Thank you. That do be a banger. We like that one. Tell me about Chuck. Woo! Somebody was going to say. That's maybe actually a good segue. So the last verse of that. There we go. The last verse of Coffee for Dinner is barreling down the road, going just as fast as the rig will let me. Implying that at one point in time, I used to drive big rig. I still can, because I choose to keep up my CDL and whatnot. It's fun stuff. Alan and I spent, how many hours in a truck together? We did Texas and back, I think twice. Then we did a little trip down to Louisiana during Mardi Gras. I've got some mileage. I've got some mileage up on the semi-odometer at my. Oh yeah. Oh, nothing beats a Love's burrito at like 11:30 at night just before going to bed in the sleeper. Oh yeah. Crank that AC, lock the door. You're set. Ain't going nowhere. So, of course, then inspired by all of my trips in the truck and by Smokey and the Bandit, I decided to write my own trucking song about the fictitious truck driver for TUK, whose name is Chuck, drives a truck for TUK. Under the hat. I think this was actually one of the first songs I ever wrote for the solo stuff. It started off as a joke. It's like at some point we're all the TUK guys were joking around going like, at some point we have so much gear
and stuff. Like right now, we can like all fit it inside of our cars if we really need to. But at some point, we're gonna need a truck and trailer, and we're gonna need a driver for said truck and trailer. So we're gonna hire Chuck. We're taking open applications. So this is the fictitious story of Chuck, our truck driver. My name is Chuck and I drive the truck for a rock and rollin' band, and shifting gears and wiping tears all across the land. So stick me in a day cab so no one can see me cry. I'm eastbound and down, 16 hours left to drive. It started many years ago at a dive outside of Milwaukee. I was seeing this band, they were high in demand, and we all got to a talkie. Said we got enough gigs before a man with a rig to really make a highway rob. So they gave me some cash and a cowboy hat, and like that, I had a job. Now my name is Chuck and I drive the truck for a rock and rollin' band, and shifting gears and wiping tears all across the land. They stick me in a day cab so no one can see me cry. I'm eastbound and down, 16 hours left to drive. Now loading up the amps one night, some lady slinks up to me, saying I'll share this little white baggie if I can hitch a ride for free. Well, the pistons underneath my belt were red hot for that ride, but I wished it was my dear old Deb that was climbing up inside. Now my name is Chuck and I drive the truck for a rock and rollin' band, and shifting gears and wiping tears all across the land. So stick me in a day cab so no one can see me cry. I'm eastbound and down, 15 hours left to drive. Well, it didn't take long between the beers and the bong to the boys, they got to asking, what's with the tears while grinding gears in thick Wisconsin accents? Well, it took everything I had to tell them about the day that Deborah left. But the pain, it hit like a Big Mac truck, and I broke down and wept. Cause my name is Chuck and I drive the truck for a rock and rollin' band, and shifting gears and wiping tears all across the land. So stick me in a day cab so no one can see me cry. I'm eastbound and down, 14 hours left to drive. Loading up the amps one night, it damn near blew my mind when I saw Deb with a tuck drum head. She was looking for me to sign it. We fraternized, she apologized, said I sure missed that face. So if you want me back, I'll get in that Mac, and I even brought you a bass. Now my name is Chuck and I drive the truck, and I'm in a rockin' band, been shifting gears without no tears all across the land. I bought myself a sleeper where Deb and I can hide. I'm eastbound and down, that logbook can kiss my hide. Hell yeah, brother. There's three. In the first solo there, you hear the solo from Eastbound and Down. What's that? Jerry Reed. He's a cool guy. And let's see. So that's the first solo, and the second solo is a combination of the Top Gun theme song and the Star Spangled Banner. You can hear all three of those unapologetically American. Oh gosh, you guys are fun. All right, we're gonna slow things down a little bit. Just enough. This is the brand new one. I have not shared this with anybody else other than my wife. So, it's very super secret. It's not even recorded yet. So you're going to hear it here first. went on a marriage retreat, and one of the cool nuggets that I took away from it was this idea that with a marriage and relationships, people come into them with their own set of blueprints, like how to build a house. And what's cool is in like a relationship or a marriage is figuring out how to take your own set of blueprints with somebody else's and make one house. There's a lot of tension through the compromise, through plenty of love, is how I see it working out. So this one is called Blueprints. Planted both our hearts on a piece of land, showered it with kisses and rings in hand, drafted up a contract, put shovels in the ground. We dug up clay, sand, and dirt and made a heaping mound. They set us square foundations, tried and true. Winked and said a king-size bed, a spare bedroom or two. Kicked up dust when it got down to the gritty details, but call in every favor and try to buy on sale. 'Cause you can share the wrenches, the hammer and the nails, all the knowledge you can stuff in these 5-gallon pails. They'll say to you to build a roof, but no one tells you how to take a set of blueprints, go build a house. Windows stretch the ceiling to the floor. They weren't sealed right, so winter's bite would fight the fire's roar. We'll fix it up with time when sunsets hold till 9. But a jack and a 2 of clubs in hand, there's not much we can buy. Look back at the drawings we had made, eraser marks and Sharpies stark against the lines that faded. It sure as hell ain't clean, but what did our friends mean when they said keep the compromise to keep the dream alive? 'Cause you can share the wrenches, the hammer and the nails, all the knowledge you can stuff in these 5-gallon pails. They'll say to you to build a roof, but no one tells you how to take 2 sets of blueprints, go build a house. And I know that you never got your office, my big garage with bikes, now just a thought I had tossed. Can we stop our reminiscing and look and see the kitchen is open wide and sees the sight of a living room that's lived in, and all the walls and rooms true love had built. When we ditched the picture-perfect plan, we had to kill a fragment of forever, a house we built together. A crooked door on a solid porch with you seems so much better. Now we can share the wrenches, the hammer and the nails, all the knowledge you can stuff in these 5-gallon pails. Watch for rust and put up trust, but no one tells you how to take 2 sets of blueprints. Now go build a house. Would you trade the elegance and the grand for blueprints drawn together and not built up on sand? Thank you. We won't leave you on that one. I just want to say thank you all for showing up. For anybody watching on the stream, I got my family here. I got my wife. I have some really awesome friends, my second family here, and of course all the WCZR staff that I consider family too. Like, thank you guys so much for always supporting live music, original local stuff. You were there. I feel like actually you guys were right there when TUK was starting to build itself, and you guys were the first to kind of latch onto us, and that made us feel pretty damn good. So, I remember that one. All right, so I'm going to leave you with a fun little diddly that everybody can, of course, join in on. I wrote yes. We're good? Do I have time for 2 more? Okay. Oh, gosh. Okay. Whew. Oh, yeah. I got all the time in the world, baby. Got nowhere to be. I'm going to tune again because my parents deserve a tuned guitar, among other things. So this one I wrote just a little while ago. I wrote it for my mom and my dad. They were always supportive of me in my musical journey. So at the very least, hold on. Nice. So at the very least, they deserve their own song. They deserve a lot more than that, but I'm very honored to have them here in the front row, of course. Woo! Ugh, it's been a hot minute since I've done this one. But anyway, so I wrote this song for them. It is called My 2 Biggest Fans because they will always be my 2 biggest for all of the love and support they've given me over, how old am I now, 30 years? From the very first moment, they took me through piano lessons, trumpet lessons, helped me buy my first guitar, through all of it. I was definitely not always the perfect son or musician. So the very least they deserve is this song. So yeah, our favorite song. Yeah, they made sure that they kept buying me instruments so that I couldn't afford the good drugs. Yeah. Sat through my piano lessons for almost 2 whole years to hear me plunk out covers of Shrek and Britney Spears. Did you hear all those wrong notes a million times? Cursing under your breath, knowing it's part of the climb. And did you see the gift that God He gave? The first time I heard echo taps right there at Grandpa's grave. Did all that money on a trumpet settle you? When you saw me pretend play before the 21 gun salute, I'm sure you watched ideas come and go. G.I. Joe, Nintendo, and Legos, forts out in the snow. Was it part of your plan to raise a music man with a camcorder in the front row? Or my two biggest fans. And did I ever tell you I felt pretty cool? A 5th grader skipping class for the 6th grade band in middle school. Did either of you even have a clue that lo and behold your 12-year-old could nail a 12-bar blues? And did you ever think I'd ever make it this far? When you fronted the cash to buy half of my very first guitar. I know I made you listen through the walls in a closed door. And it killed you when I left and you didn't hear the songs no more. The members and the bands that came and went. Songs I wouldn't show you cause, well, they weren't finished yet. The pain wasn't part of the plan of raising a music man. But you watched me grow from the front row. We're my two biggest fans. Through all the hardship, the heartache, and the tears, the thing I said I was for all those years. A simple song is the least that I can do to fix the glaring issue and share this gift with you. And if the day comes I can pay you back, you're damn right I will. For all those frozen pizzas and that huge electric bill. But you won't send an invoice for your love. Cause when the bright sun rises on the day I've been dreaming of, it won't matter if the gold records ever came. The stadium or the shed out back would pretty much feel the same. So a toast to Mom and Dad from your music man. There's always 2 seats in the front row for my 2 biggest fans. Thank you. Whew. All right, now I'm really not going to leave you on that one, I promise. Key change. All right, so while I'm tuning here. So I think this was the latest one that I wrote. That is also on that good old EP on Bandcamp. This is a crowd participation song. So feel free to do that. It was a couple months ago, my wife and I and my cousin and his wife were down in Milwaukee to go see our boy Nico Moon. So we stopped at the Church of Pabst for a quick little pint. And inside the pub, we met a man by the name of Uncle Mike. And from our knowledge and our information, this story is 100% true. 100% true. Let's find out if I'm a liar. Walking in at last call, met a man named Uncle Mike, dripping tears into his beer, for sure a sorry sight. Between her snowy boots and his crying form and puddles, he regaled us all with wagon tales of a loving dog named Cuddles. Well, Cuddles was a Shih Tzu or a herding dog, I think. The one thing I recall Mike said was Cuddles knew how to drink. He'd pour a blast into his glass and drink it under the table. The same was said by everyone who thought that they were able to. So boys, make sure you watch your pint, and girls, you keep your glass in sight. Prideful minds will lose the fight, you can't outdrink the dog. The barman's on the hunt for fun, it's 7 human beers for one. Of Cuddles Platts is everyone, you can't outdrink the dog. Yeah. Well, Cuddles Cuddles was particular about his cup of tea. Of PBR, Miller, and Schlitz, he disapproved all three. The best one from Milwaukee was the cold and icy flats that scared away the meek of heart and all the neighbors' cats. So, boys, make sure you watch your pint, and girls, you keep your glass inside. Prideful minds will lose the fight, you can't outdrink the dog. The barman's on the hunt for fun. It's 7 human beers for one. Of Cuddles Platts is everyone, you can't outdrink the dog. Well, in one day at 5:02, a man came from the mills who sought to drink beside the dog a 30 rack of thrills. He knocked him down till 21 were matched at Cuddles 3, with 6 more beers to polish off. Both man and dog were free. So, boys, make sure you watch your pint, and girls, you keep your glass in sight. Prideful minds will lose the fight, you can't outdrink the dog. The barman's on the hunt for fun. It's 7 human beers for one. Of Cuddles Platts is everyone, you can't outdrink the dog. Speaking gibberish, and Cuddles' bark was slurred, but both their tails were wagging when the oompah was heard. Well, rolling out the barrel put the man flat on the floor. 2 drunken legs to stand on was no match to Cuddles 4. So, boys, make sure you watch your pint, and girls, you keep your glass in sight. Prideful minds will lose the fight, you can't outdrink the dog. The barman's on the hunt for fun. It's 7 human beers for one. Of Cuddles Platts is everyone, you can't outdrink the dog. That legends never die, so we all raised a pint for Cuddles had a cuddled one last time with Uncle Mike. The barman gazed upon the clock and knew it was a bust, so he cracked a Blatz for Cuddles and 7 more for us. So, boys, make sure you watch your pint, and girls, you keep your glass in sight. Prideful minds will lose the fight, you can't outdrink the dog. The barman's on the hunt for fun. It's 7 human beers for one. Of Cuddles Platts is everyone, you can't outdrink the dog. So, boys, make sure you watch your pint, and girls, you keep your glass in sight. Prideful minds will lose the fight, you can't outdrink the dog. The barman's on the hunt for fun. It's 7 human beers for one. Of Cuddles Platts is everyone, you can't outdrink the dog. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Woo! Thank you so much.
Andrew Thomas Summers, thanks so much for coming down and sharing that with us.
Of course. Thank
awesome
you guys.
stuff. Look for his stuff on Bandcamp called the Funny Stories EP. And thanks to everybody that showed up tonight. That's great. August 14th, we have Eric Krieger and Marty Pascal from the A-Town Unplugged performing, so make sure you mark your calendars for that, and we'll see you guys next time right here on Spencer Street Sessions, WCZR Code Zero Radio.